Just finished up my first year at my dream college, and it was summer break in Florida.
Take him off the glass! Take him off the glass!
Hello friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we are jumping into r/NeckbeardStories. It's just too good. Too much goodness to be had right here. The subs are looking a little bit dry. I do have my eye on some stuff. I was thinking about going back to Crackhead Craigslist, but I just can't. We're starting off a new month and we want to start it off strong. So today it is Neckbeard Stories. Tomorrow I've got some leg beards prepared for you. So we are indeed starting strong, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Let us get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will jump right into some glorious neckbeard cringe. The unfortunate time with Gothic Horsebeard. Gothic Horsebeard. Say that again for the people in the back. Gothic Horsebeard. What the hell does that mean? I guess we'll find out. So please excuse any grammar errors, I'll try to fix them as I go, but the South Carolina education system just kinda sucks. OP, the American education system just kinda sucks. Oh lord. Anyways, here's our cast. OP, someone who was having a hard time and just wanted any friend that I could hold on to. Aww. Gothic Horsebeard, the gay neckbeard who is the main focus of today's story. Italy, she was closer to Gothic Horsebeard, but we were still good friends. And Shy Guy, he wasn't actually shy, just quiet. He never really talked, but he did interact with the group, and we are still friends to this day. So let us start from the beginning of junior year. Luckily, I didn't have too many classes with Gothic Horsebeard, but one class that we did have was about 2 hours long. We'll get into that soon. So, how I joined this group of misfits was by complete accident. My high school offered kids to join a program called Career Center. For ones who don't know what Career Center is, it's like a training school for kids still in high school where you get to learn about the field that you want to go into if the Career Center offered classes in that field, and you'd get a certification to jump into your field after high school without having to go to college first. Good deal. I joined an engineering program, and as juniors, we go to the Career Center first thing in the morning for 2 classes. I mean, that seems pretty legit, doesn't it? Why are we bashing the education system? If it works, it works. We'd stand at the bus area waiting for the bus to pick us up and take us to Career Center, and I just so happened to start talking to these people, and before I knew it, we were just kind of friends. Gothic Horsebeard, Shy Guy, and I were all in the same field. Italy was learning culinary, and she was really good at it. At this time, I didn't know what a neckbeard was, but now, watching a lot of Reddit videos on YouTube, I can say, with confidence, that he was a neckbeard, aside from a few of his more uncommon traits. Gothic Horsebeard did shower. He never smelled, and he never tried to hit on me, thank God. But do not be fooled. Gothic Horsebeard was a neckbeard from head to toe. He has a beard that would grow on his neck and never past his chin. He was overweight, absolutely, and if anyone tried to tell him otherwise, he would just say, "I'm just big boned." Where have I heard that before?
And I'm not fat, I'm big bone!
Not joking, he would show his legs and show you that his legs were not fat, but muscles. I guess he didn't understand how different bodies store fat in different places. He always wore the same black, long-sleeved My Little Pony sweater. I'm not joking, it could be 98 degrees outside. As I said in my disclaimer, I live in South Carolina, so the humidity is stupid here in the summer, and our winters don't last long, if we even get real winters. But he would wear that damn sweater every day with black, fingerless gloves. He also had long hair that was thinning, and he kept it in a low ponytail, and when asked why he wouldn't cut it, he would say, "Because it was his luxurious mane." Ah, Horsebeard, and I guess the gothic part, we're getting to it as well. He thought of himself as a horse furry. I'm not joking, he was obsessed with furries. He always wore black cargo pants with metal chains and the same black and white Vans shoes. Thinking about it now, I am so glad that he was gay and had a long distance relationship with someone, because it could have been much worse otherwise. I will say, for my junior year, everything was relatively fine. We were all friends, getting along, and enjoying the rest of our teenage years. The real issues came in senior year, as I was getting over a lot of my issues, and I was starting to become a better person. I will say that I did start going to church and was getting into my faith, and I don't think Gothic Horsebeard liked that. Not because I was talking about my faith, but because what was funny to me before just wasn't anymore. Yep, that's part of maturing, I suppose. We were the group of misfits that would say Holocaust jokes and not think twice about it. We always say that we hated the school and wanted to blow it up with everyone inside. Wow, super edgy, bros. I'm already glad that you pulled yourself out of this kind of bullshit, OP. Of course, we never did actually blow up the school. How many times can I say blow up the school before I get demonetized? I just went along with all this to be a part of the group, of course. That was a dumb thing to do, but it doesn't really matter anymore. At first, I didn't notice Gothic Horsebeard acting any different until I realized that he just wouldn't talk to me like he used to. And one time I even confronted him about it, and I asked him, "Why are you being so mean to me?" And he responded, "When did you start being a bitch?" That really hurt, coming from someone who was supposed to be my friend. Then I noticed that Gothic Horsebeard only wanted to talk to me when I was having a bad day and acting like my old self. But anytime I actually seemed happy or was trying to improve myself, Gothic Horsebeard didn't want to hear it or even be around me. I really noticed when I was on the bus to Career Center that he wasn't talking to me again, and soon I started not feeling okay. And when we got to Career Center, I was in a gloomy, grumpy mood, and Gothic Horsebeard was talking about something dealing with a hangman game, and I said a comeback that made him laugh, and then he was trying to talk to me again. But that comeback that I made, I didn't like it, and it felt wrong.
But you did it anyway?
Okay, but then like, why did you make it? It's just like muscle memory or something? What is going on there? Then I really started to notice his superiority complex. If I said something wrong, he always had to correct me and made me feel stupid. Don't get me wrong, if I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it. And sometimes I'll even say, "I'm not sure if this is right, so don't quote me." And he just always had to butt in and tell me I was wrong. He purposely leaves me out of conversation, talks over me like I wasn't already talking to Italy or Shy Guy, and if Shy Guy Italy and I were talking about something without Gothic Horsebeard, he would always pout, put in his earbuds, and listen to his gothic music and pretend we weren't there. "It's not gothic music, it's industrial. God, Mom, you don't understand anything." I remember one time Italy was talking about going to this Comic-Con with some of her girlfriends, as it was a weekend trip for them, and Gothic Horsebeard was asking if he could hang out with them if he went. Italy told him no, and that she was seeing friends that she hadn't seen in years. But it caused a fight between them that lasted for 2 weeks until the con was over, and then they were just back to being best friends again. Okay then. Of course, in those 2 weeks, Shy Guy and I were in the middle of hearing about it from Gothic Horsebeard about how Italy was a bitch not to let him hang out with her at the con, and he thought they were supposed to be friends. You can be friends and not be together at every waking moment. Of course, I'm someone who can see a point of view from both sides of the argument, but really, I was on Italy's side. I understand that she saw us every day at school, and she just wanted time to be with her old friends. I completely understand her anger with Gothic Horsebeard. I don't know if Gothic Horsebeard went to the con or not. We all just seemed to forget about it, but Italy did show me pictures of the con, and her cosplay looked really cool. I probably made this post much longer than it needed to be, but I've been holding this back for a while and just really wanted to get it out. Gothic Horsebeard and Italy are the kind of people to be on Reddit, so Gothic Horsebeard and Italy, if you are reading this or listening to this on YouTube by some random chance, just know that even though we had our problems, I still appreciate you too. You were my friends. Mostly Italy, but Gothic Horsebeard, I hope you're living your best life, dude. Yep, sounds mostly like edgy awkward teens being edgy awkward teens. Nothing to see here at the end of the day. There was a bit of cringe, but it was very light cringe. I understand where most of these characters are coming from because I was in high school at one point too, believe it or not. I did get my American education, and look at all I've done with it. I started a YouTube channel. Hooray! I definitely understand growing apart from like your high school friend groups and stuff like that. High school friends generally do not last. I had many friends in high school, and I've got about 3 of them left. So I wouldn't put too much investment in it. You know, OP is growing up and is like, well, I don't really think Holocaust jokes are that funny anymore. And I'm sure a decade down the road, Gothic Horsebeard realized that, you're right. That's a pretty shitty thing to say. And hopefully he stopped saying it. Hopefully he became like a normal person. Well, as normal as a horse furry can be. You know, no kink shame, but also no kink same. I don't get it, but you do you, bro. If it gets your rocks off, then you just enjoy yourself in the privacy of your own home and never, ever talk to me about it. So yeah, I have high hopes for everyone in this post. They're young, they'll get it together. Don't you worry about it. This is like borderline cringe, borderline neckbeard stuff. But nothing that we need to be concerned about. However, if you couldn't tell from the title, that will inevitably change as we get into our second story. Just wanted to ease you guys into it. Neckbeard tricks me into drawing inflation fetish commissions. Oh no. Good lord. This video is gonna get demonetized for sure. Holocaust, blow up the school, inflation fetish. I'm sorry, whatever bot is scanning this video. Anyways, first time posting. I've watched a lot of YouTubers share some stories, r/TimTamTom, Vinci, and ReddX to name a few, and after cleaning through my Google Drive, I was reminded of my very own Neckbeard tale. If anyone wants to read these for their YouTube channels, go right ahead, you got my permission, and also, hi. Oh hey OP, how's it going? Pajama Paladin, I like your username. I hope that you see this video. Say hi to me in the comments. Because I said hi to you in the video. Because you said hi to me in your post. Okay, anyways. If there's formatting or typo issues, I apologize. I'm typing this on my phone, but I'll do my best to avoid them. This might be a bit long, so grab yourself a snack and enjoy some secondhand cringe. The most tasty kind of all. This took place about 5 years ago. Just finished up my first year at my dream college, and it was summer break in Florida. My dad and I were just barely scraping by and lived in a retirement community for the season. The rent was crazy cheap, and while the mobile home was super dated, it had its charms. I'm an artist by trade, so to assemble some fun money and keep my hands busy during the break, I opened up commissions on my Tumblr account. Ah, see, there's your problem. I had a decent following from my work, so yeah, the commissions brought in some moderate rainy day money, like $50 to $150 a month on average. But then, he came along. Just for a bit of context, I don't mind making not safe for work commissions. I took figure drawing classes, but usually I would only agree to draw this sort of content if it met certain conditions. I drew characters just naked, and very rarely scenarios where they were actually doing the deed. Also at that time, I was way past a freshman 15. I was a chunky gal at 300 pounds. I was recently recovering from escaping a toxic household, and I had severe depression. Food was my coping mechanism, but you're not here for that story. Well, I am sorry to hear it, OP. I'm here if you need to talk. I can always offer some words of encouragement for you. I hope you are doing better now. Anyways, this is where our Neckbeard comes in, sliding, oozing into my Tumblr PMs to commission me. Let's call him Artbeard for the kicks and gigs. We already have an Artbeard. I'm gonna call him INFLATIONBEARD. I'm sure that this guy did not really mean anything malicious by his behavior, but the way he acted in particular towards me made me extremely uncomfortable. Of course, it didn't start out that way, and at the time I was still super naive. I was raised incredibly sheltered, and so I'm a novice as far as street smarts goes. INFLATIONBEARD commissioned me for a set of 3 bust sketches of plus-size characters, which I didn't mind. Big girls are pretty too, and their anatomy is fairly easy to draw. I was not familiar with who this character was at that time, so I didn't think much of it. 3 rough sketches later, and hey, I made 20 bucks. I thought that was the end of it. Oh boy, was I wrong. The weekend arrives, and INFLATIONBEARD reaches out in my PMs once again. INFLATIONBEARD,
Hey there, I really love the pieces you did for me. You're just so amazing. Thank you.
OP, hey man, no problem. Glad you like them. INFLATIONBEARD,
Can I ask you a question?
OP, sure, what's up? INFLATIONBEARD,
Can I commission you for another set of sketches of this character?
OP, yeah, sure, no problem. INFLATIONBEARD,
And, could you make the character a little bigger in these sketches?
OP, you want them to be chubbier? INFLATIONBEARD,
Yes, please.
OP, sure, I don't really have a problem with that. Just PayPal me and I'll have them for you by the end of the week. I really didn't see any problem with it. The characters were fully clothed. They were just chubby, smiling gals. No harm there. Plus, he was really happy with the work, and it was nice to have a regular customer. At the start, at least, it was innocent. That's always how it starts. Bit by bit, you gotta watch the crawl. INFLATIONBEARD began to commission me weekly by the time July had hit. We'd become moderate friends at the time, casually chatting about life and stuff. And then his requests were getting weirder. He requested things like these characters to be wearing
Super tight clothing that was tearing with the buttons popping off.
and then he began commissioning me for full-body colored pieces. Additionally, he requested characters that I was familiar with, like Harley Quinn and Wendy from Gravity Falls, and then human versions of characters like Rarity and Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony. God, we got 2 bronies in the same episode? What are the odds? Actually, pretty high, probably, among neckbeards. I'm not as familiar with that show, but tragically familiar with that fan base. Drawing him cuddling all these gargantuan characters, getting lost in their massive breasts and bellies. All the while, he would request cuddles and hugs from me. He was getting pretty familiar with me, which, being all alone for the summer, he was someone that I saw as a friend. I confided in him that I was self-conscious about my own appearance and the like, and we had similar interests in shows. I had plenty of friends online, but this was beginning to unnerve me. He kept on calling me
beautiful and cute,
despite never having seen a photo of me. What a weirdo. He would also mention and hint towards flirting. Luckily, the summer was drawing to a close, but INFLATIONBEARD had one last commission for me. Is the money worth it? Is it really worth it? INFLATIONBEARD.
Hey there again, friend.
OP. Hey there, man. What's up? INFLATIONBEARD.
Are you busy right now?
OP. Just kind of getting things together to move back on campus. INFLATIONBEARD.
Nice, nice. Do you have time for a commission?
OP. It depends. Time is kind of out of my hands at the moment. INFLATIONBEARD.
If you could do a full-colored, full-body painting of Pinkie Pie as a human, naked and lying in bed with her face covered in cake and pie, with me sitting on top of her boobies feeding it to her, I'll send you a reference to your email of how I want it to look.
Oh, God.
Daddy, chill.
I got that email about a half an hour later. The images attached to it made me nauseous. There were these women absolutely bloated beyond what is anatomically possible, with either tubes full of food stuffing their cheek and spilling out of their lips, or somebody dedicated to doing exactly that for them. The gargantuan girls in question were either begging for more food or pleading that they were too full. And this is when I learned about inflation fetish porn. Now, don't get me wrong, to each their own. I do not judge what gets your rocks off, but I was personally becoming involved with INFLATIONBEARD's sick fantasies, and I was really uncomfortable with it. And it's okay to voice that, OP. You just say, no kink shame, but no kink same. That's the mantra for my life these days. I made up some excuse that a commission that complex was going to take too much time and I couldn't do it. He tried to convince me that
he'd be fine with just a sketch.
But I reminded him that he had plenty of my sketches, that he was practically paying me $40 a week for these sketches, and that now that summer was over, all commissions were cut off. You would think that would be the end of it. I thought so too. Not when neckbeards are involved. The school year started back up, and he was still chatting with me, as friends, I'm sure. I usually just gave one-word responses, despite his continued requests for
hugs and cuddles,
and calling me
friendo.
What the hell is even that?
But then, the worst happened. INFLATIONBEARD.
Hey again.
OP. Hey. INFLATIONBEARD.
Can I ask you a question?
OP. I guess. INFLATIONBEARD.
You're a plus-size girl, right?
OP. Yeah. INFLATIONBEARD.
Can I see a picture of you?
OP. No. Why? INFLATIONBEARD.
I was gonna use it as a reference.
OP. For what? Now, I thought this was some shady way to get a picture of me, but INFLATIONBEARD then proceeded to explain to me that
he was planning to cosplay human Pinkie Pie for conventions.
Oh boy.
But not just any version of Pinkie Pie. Oh no. He wanted to cosplay the super inflated version of Pinkie Pie that he had commissioned me to draw for him.
He wants to go to conventions as Fat Pinkie Pie? Alright, bro, you do you, but like, is this real life? And of course, it got so much worse. He showed me pictures of his progress. The pictures that he sent was of a very lanky young nerd, and I shit you not, this wife-beater tank top stuffed to the stitches with pillows. He had stuffed a bra far beyond capacity as well. INFLATIONBEARD.
I snuck the bra from my mom. She's pretty big as well. My dad doesn't want to help pay for a pink shirt, so I gotta take extra shifts at my job.
How much does a pink shirt cost, bro? I'll PayPal you the cost of a pink shirt. I do not want you to take extra shifts around actual human beings.
I've also been eating almost 5 meals a day now because I just want to get bigger, just like you.
God, this is so cringy. Oh, God. Seeing that image and that message, I ran out of my dorm and had to throw up in the toilet. That was just going way, way too far for me. That night, I couldn't sleep. Looking at my own body, I regularly felt gross and sick, sure, but this was different. Something snapped and I wanted to change. I did not want to be affiliated with those drawings, with those helplessly bloated girls, completely dependent on some perv giving them treats and snacks. It is a really strange and specific fetish, but this is not the first time I've seen it pop up either. The next morning, I went to the campus gym, and I did that every weekday until I graduated. Halfway along the way, INFLATIONBEARD poked at me again.
Checking in.
When I told him that I was losing weight, he was upset. He told me,
I was beautiful when I was big.
And he gradually lost interest, thank God. Eventually I stopped hearing from him altogether. 5 years later, present day, I'm living in California. I've lost half of my body weight, and I'm now 150 pounds, still following a lifestyle of healthier food choices and exercise. I actually just recovered from a procedure because I had a lot of excess skin that I needed to remove, so it kind of worked out for me in the end. Last week, when I was cleaning out my drive, I found the pieces of big bloated gals just sitting there collecting cyber dust. I instantly deleted them, but I laughed, remembering the tale. Oh god, I'm so glad you could laugh at it, OP. It's really quite horrifying to me. He does seem sort of just socially unaware that not everybody shares his extremely niche fetish, but he's also like trying to get the OP involved, which is where the real rub comes. You know what I mean? If you're just, whatever, he's paying you to make these sketches, I guess it's fine. But when he's asking OP how big she is and like encouraging her not to lose weight, that's where things go too far. You know what I mean? I'm sure this was not a fun experience for OP to have. It seems really creepy and cringy, but in the end, I guess it did work out well for OP. You know, it motivated her to get into the gym, lose some of the weight, not be one of those feed pigs. I think that's what they call them. That this guy is so into. I have to wonder if he ever gained the weight that he so desired to gain, turn himself into a feed pig. I found out about this fetish via OnlyFans, unfortunately, so I think I was looking for like some fat guy pictures, and that showed this like transformation from like a good-looking muscular dude to just like a giant fat pig. But he's also making like $4,000, $5,000 a month on OnlyFans, so is your health worth that? I guess it is to him, but I don't think that I could ever find myself doing that. Like, man, that's too far. Maybe he enjoys it though, you know? Again, no kink shaming, but it is sort of sad that people have to destroy their bodies in such a way for some sort of sexual gratification. God, this video is gonna get demonetized for sure. Oh Lord, you know what would gratify me, you guys? Is if you liked, comment, and or subscribed on this video. Maybe share it around if you are so inclined. Terrify your grandma, that's a good way to do it. We've also got a link swarm in the description, lots of stuff that wasn't shown on the splash page at the beginning of the episode, like my wife's channel, and my personal subreddit, and of course, my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons. There are so many of them now. You're seeing some names on the screen, and I would like to thank them all. But specifically, Zero MMX, Lady Nix, Robert Waits, Pope Squid, Rebecca H, Cider Drinker, Tato Fair, The Last Shinobi, Michael Undead, Aaron W, Mitch, John Hero, Josh K, Candy Sora, DigiNZ, Fire Drake, Little Lone Wolf, Lone Island, Shara, Marvawana, and Miss Monday. Thank you guys so much for your support. It is hugely appreciated. I'll be sending out some messages for people who are eligible to pick a content topic and get voice lines and all the other reward tiers that we got going on the Patreon within a couple of days. So sit tight, wait patiently. Thank you so much once again. If anybody else can support, obviously that is massively appreciated. This is my full-time job now, and Patreon does help a lot with the videos that do get demonetized. And considering we're doing edgy stuff around here, it happens more often than you'd think. Obviously, if you can't afford it right now, do not worry about it one little bit. I just appreciate you being here, honestly, hanging out with me today, and I hope that you come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow. In order to do so, you'll need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands all the time, super important, but also take some time out to do something that you personally enjoy today, like maybe watching another ReddX video. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye.